up, guys? My name is Andrew Tackett. I'm training out of Brazilian Fight Factory here in Austin, Texas. I'm a purple belt under Adriel. I describe my jiu-jitsu game as a very high-pace, constantly attacking game, and constantly looking to create a scramble, create movements, and create people going, wow. I don't like to stay back and make it a close fight. I'm going to lose really bad or I'm going to win really bad.
Hey guys, my name is Sean Yadimarco. I'm a brown belt training at Renzo Gracie Academy, New York City. A lot of head and arm chokes, a lot of attacking from the back. I have a good leg game. I've been developing. My wrestling's always been strong. You know, I'm pretty versatile from all areas. I'm going to be fighting Andrew Tackett. I know he's been a really good up-and-comer recently. He wins a bunch of super fights. I know he likes to push the pace, and I'm ready to bring it back right to him.
You guys can expect a high-pace, constantly attacking match. I'm not going to look to hold back. I'm going to look to go out there. I'm going to look to submit my opponent. So expect a really, really good fight, and don't expect to be on the edges of your seats, because me and Sean are going to have a great fight.
All right, Andrew, I'm going to be pushing the pace, so you better bring it. Bring the same energy. I'm ready.
Let's meet our competitors. Introducing first to the mat, out of the blue corner, representing Checkmat Jiu-Jitsu from Austin, Texas, please welcome Andrew Tackett!
Andrew Tackett, hailing from Austin, Texas, right here, a local hero representing Checkmat. This 17-year-old grappler returns to Who's Number One. He was actually on our very first edition in the gi, but tonight, no gi.
Yeah, Andrew Tackett is absolutely one of the most exciting up-and-comers on the circuit today. You also might know his brother, William Tackett. They just keep coming.
Now,
he is
please
fun to
welcome
watch.
his opponent to the mat, representing Renzo Gracie and training out of Clifton, New Jersey, Sean Yadimarco!
The brown belt representing the Renzo Gracie Academy, coming all the way down from Clifton, New Jersey, Sean Yadimarco. Really landed on our radars last year as a purple belt no-gi pan champ, but now this opportunity to go up against Andrew Tackett, to be honest, it's all about the showcase. As you can see here, the stats, 17 versus 21, height is equal, just 2 pounds separate them, and we're about to get underway.
Just wait for them. Fight!
Let the games begin. Who's Number One has officially commenced. Sean Yadimarco has Gordon Ryan in his corner.
That's a pretty good coach to have in your corner, but let's just, as both competitors are in black, it is Tackett has the blue ankle band, whereas Yadimarco is rocking the red. No points, of course, in Who's Number One matches, just one 15-minute period. This is a 175-pound catchweight bout, although neither man particularly needed to cut any weight. Tackett came in about 1.5 pounds under, and Sean Yadimarco 175 on the nose. Little feeling out process right here. Now, this is not the first time that we've seen Andrew Tackett compete in a rule set with no points. A submission-only rule set, let's say.
No, he's a regular over at Fight to Win. Just beat a brown belt, actually, last weekend there at Fight to Win, claiming both purple and brown belt titles in the process.
That was at 185 pounds
and
as
that gentleman was significantly larger than Tackett, so he has no problem taking on some of the big boys. But as you mentioned here, very close in weight and size. Oh, nice little slide by to the back here.
Nice work from Tackett and getting that body lock from the back here now, trying to turn it into something significant. Yadimarco trying to roll, but, you know, let's talk about wrestling experience. Yadimarco, he actually wrestled in high school. He has been here before, and he's doing his best to try and get his legs back. Trying to suck up a leg to get into an entanglement here.
Yeah, great work from Yadimarco to get out of danger there, but Tackett pouring on the pressure, not willing to back off just yet, and that's working in his favor. nice job clamping down the hip control there, but Yadimarco has a really nice little funk roll almost going there.
Some excellent recovery here, but like you said, Tackett is really putting on the pressure. And, you know, we talked a little bit about how he's accustomed to going up against grapplers larger than himself. Well, of course, don't forget, nice diving guillotine, one hand around the neck, looks like he may have the chin strap. But he's used to going up against his older brother, William Tackett, and his training partner, Cody Steele, every single day there at Brazilian Fight Factory.
Yeah, and Yuri Simoes mentioned ahead of this event that he had gotten some rounds in with Andrew as well. Can't do much better than that lineup there.
No, you wanna get some good training in for who's number one? Go roll with a 230-pound 80cc champion. That's definitely going to help.
Got to say, though, I'm super impressed with Yadimarco's recovery there. That looked a little bit dire for just a moment, but he really looks fluid and comfortable already in this match with the pace of Andrew. Let's see if he can turn things around more.
Now you see that Tackett's actually cleared the legs. Now beautiful run around almost onto the back, using that head and underhook control, even using something of a half Nelson here from this ride position, trying to get those hooks in. Yadimarco trying to defend, keep those spaces clear, rolling through. But like you said, the Tackett really, he has one speed and he has one direction. He's just going forward non-stop. One hook in now.
Yeah, Tackett really in the driver's seat right now. Let's see if he can go belly down, if he opts to go straight on the back. He's on the back now.
Body triangle. This is bad news for Yadimarco to get caught in a position less than 4 minutes into the match, less than 3 minutes, I should say. It's going to restart them in the same position in the center. Our referee, Gabriel Martins, right on top of the action. But, man, I think Yadimarco maybe he's a little surprised by that. That pace and that forward pressure of Tackett. It's been non-stop.
It's been a strong showing, and like you mentioned, tough place to be with so much time left on the clock. Yadimarco has managed to escape earlier in the match. Let's see what he can do here.
Yeah,
but that body triangle does look very tight.
Yeah, and switching the sides as well. The moment that he felt the adjustment on the restart, Tackett looking to cinch up that position, and serious hand fighting going on here from both men. Of course, Yadimarco fighting to survive. He has to think all about recovering position and trying to get his back to the mat here, trying to come around, but Tackett so far managing that body triangle, keeping him firmly in control.
Yadimarco doing a great job of getting his shoulders onto the mat, but that body triangle is hard to pry open. Even if he's going to the right side, which he is, that is where the lock is, the figure four, but we see Tackett move to mount, and now again, kind of in the side mount and back at this point.
I just feel like Tackett has just a 1/2 beat ahead of Yadimarco every step of the way here. Yadimarco doing an excellent job of moving, of recovering, of defending, but everywhere he goes, Tackett is just a 1/2 step ahead. He's just slightly in the lead, and yet, I gotta say, I'm super impressed with this recovery here. Yadimarco doing his best, hips to the mat and out. That is significant, Chase.
You have to wonder if it's beginning to frustrate Tackett just a little bit, you know, getting so close, securing the position, holding it for a couple minutes at a time, having to restart here, and again, engage the guard of Yadimarco.
Tackett, as we mentioned, a checkmat representative training out of the Brazilian Fight Factory here in Austin, Texas, under Coach Rodrigo Cabral. Daily training sessions with his training partners, his older brother William Tackett and his friend and training partner Cody Steele, both who's #1 veterans. And look at this, dropping back on the leg lock here. Andrew Tackett getting into an entanglement, but Yadimarco clears that knee and he is back out. That's a shot across the bows.
Might be a good time to remind our viewers that Tackett's earlier work in this match will be rewarded, as our judges are holistically taking into account all the action in the match, including positional control. So attacks like these do count should this match go to decision.
Once again, another solid guard pass there from William Tackett. It was a knee slide and then putting the pressure on top of the legs and just slowly cinching his way up into this position. Not quite a back on the mat, so not quite a pin. However, you know, our judges, as you said, Chase, they reward positional control if there is no submission. They are going to be looking at the guy who dominated the match, who controlled the action. And let's be honest, in mount or on the back, exactly like Tackett is here.
Maybe under the chin here.
This is controlling the action. Yadimarco fighting hard, hand fighting, manages to clear the arm away from around his neck.
Yeah, momentarily, that arm was deep under the chin, but Yadimarco is very adept there of getting out of danger. Again, he's looking to get shoulders to the mat and try and restart this process once more. But Tackett doing a wonderful job of getting right where he wants to be in this match.
You know, Yadimarco, he has plenty of experience. He is a no-gi pan champion at purple belt. He is as we said, a former wrestler. He has experience in IBJJF, taking first place at the Dallas Open, American Nationals. But man, this submission-only format, it definitely changes factors, right? I mean, we are almost halfway into the match, and it's another 7 minutes to go, all right? Another 8.5 minutes to go.
And this is just exhausting, having to hand fight for minutes at a time while you have a body triangle on you. It's very draining.
Draining indeed, but I'm impressed as well by the pace here, because Andrew Tackett hasn't slowed down. Even though he's in a dominant position, he's not trying to cook his opponent. He's not trying to just tire him out by doing nothing and just holding him there. He's constantly attacking. Look at this. Constantly moving position, constantly carrying the neck. But another amazing recovery, and back to his feet is Sean Yadimarco. Now, Chase, if I was Yadimarco, I want to get busy. I'd want to put this...
heavy collar tie there.
Felt that one. But I want to put my mark on this match, because he's still got 7.5 minutes left, or 7 minutes 44. That's plenty of time to get busy.
Yeah, he's working on it too. He went for a quick shot, but he's rewarded by better defense from Tackett, let's say, and Tackett again working towards the back. It's a tough spot, and got to be frustrating if you got Yadimarco for working so hard just seconds earlier to get back to a neutral spot.
Yeah, that is rough, isn't it? Tackett shuts down that takedown attempt and is straight into the top control now. You know that...
Yadimarco has proven to be a bit of a escape artist here. I mean, he's really doing a nice job of recovering position time and time again, but that's not going to be enough if that's the way this match plays out in its entirety.
You know, this is only the second time in his career that Andrew Tackett has faced off with a brown belt, the first being just literally here in Austin, Texas, at a recent Fight to Win where he won that title, as you said. But he's actually fought black belts in no-gi competition and won. So, you know, going up against a brown belt, not a factor for him. And I mean, just the performance itself speaks for itself. Look at this.
Oh, he almost dropped off the top there. Yeah, very impressive credentials already for the 17-year-old Andrew Tackett. Yeah, his future is bright, let's say.
Started training at age 6, can you believe? Andrew Tackett, part of the fighting Tackett family. It's his older brother William, and also he has a younger brother as well. The entire family can be found on the mat.
Again, Tackett is hunting here for the rear naked choke. Body triangles on.
And you know the thing about being, this 17-year-old high-level grappler with lots of experience already is that he's just got the cardio to go forever. It was not that long ago that Andrew Tackett competed in a 55-minute submission-only no-gi match, and he just went non-stop the whole time.
Again, Yadimarco out of danger once more.
What a recovery.
Really impressive defense.
Triangles on. Triangle, throwing it up, but no, the one arm was not in, and Tackett just throws those hips by, looking to get the stack pass here, but amazing recovery from Yadimarco, but just not out of the game, right, Chase?
Absolutely not. In a way, he has to have some sort of confidence coming back into his favor, as he's managed to escape the worst position you can be in, I think 4 times now. So if I was Yadimarco, I'd be going for broke, because there's not much time left, and he also knows he can survive in some perilous situations here.
Yeah, he's held Tackett off from finding that finish, as you mentioned, a few times now, and as draining as that survival has to be, at the same time, he has not stopped answering back. He's gone for his own attacks and looking to try and get a leg. But look at this, Tackett has got the upper body control, and it looks like that leg is free. And once again onto the back. This is bad news.
Yeah, Yadimarco's showing some really creative attacks, but Tackett's just a little bit tighter with his technique. He's able to counter anytime Yadimarco opens his game. Yadimarco's defense is shining, but his attacks are actually what are leading into some of Andrew's positional dominance here. Still plenty of time to work, and this is where the 15-minute time limits really start to factor in, because they will get tired, and mistakes will happen.
They will indeed. Trying to use his frames from bottom, leg fighting desperately to try and recover a good position, but he never really manages to get enough space to get a breather, because every time that he does recover the position, Tackett is just straight back in there and forcing him to defend further. He's never giving him the opportunity to reset and to counterattack on his terms.
Tackett's doing a nice job here, smashing the hips. Yadimarco does have a little bit of a bite at this moment, but at this point you can kind of see the fatigue start to set in just ever so much as Tackett starts to weigh on Yadimarco.
Look at this now, this half butterfly hook on from Yadimarco on bottom. This, of course, is one of those classic positions, isn't it, where they like to get into the leg entries, but Tackett keeping his base very low. You have to think that he knows what's coming.
Yeah, now he postures up, looking for a knee slice through. And he secures the pass. Let's see if he tries to jump over for the back, and he rolls.
Man, I'm so impressed with Andrew Tackett's transitions, because everywhere he goes, he is just constantly pressuring Yadimarco, and Yadimarco's maybe recovering a little something here or there, but never getting enough space to fully escape.
Yeah, you've highlighted the transitions of Tackett earlier, but they just keep coming. You know, he just keeps flowing with position. Yadimarco keeps escaping, and then Tackett flows somewhere else. You know, it's really been a beautiful showing of jiu-jitsu so far.
You know, I spoke to Tackett about this, and you know, the longer, beautiful body triangle. Once again, manages to get that figure four body lock from the back, but Tackett, he actually said, you know what, he prefers when the match is wet, when it's slippy, when the guys are both just covered in sweat, because he actually feels that his technique, his game is better suited to those kind of matches where they're constantly moving. And he actually says that when I go out there and I wrestle, when we're both dry, it's harder for me. It's like, I prefer us to be sweaty and to be wet, because that lack of friction, I can just go where I want to go and I can get after it.
Yeah, that's interesting, and much of jiu-jitsu does suffer with the slick and sweat, but one area where there's a definite benefit is the rear naked choke as you try and slide that hand through. A little bit of sweat goes a long way in helping that get accomplished, and we can see Tackett has 2 minutes left to try and get that done. Obviously, it's pretty clear he's hunting for the rear naked choke at this point, but Yadimarco has been very game in his defense, and again, it looks like his shoulders are to the mat. He may be able to get out of this once more.
Looks like Yadimarco's face a little bloodied up, actually, possibly the lips and the mouth there from some of those cross faces that Tackett is trying to put in. He's really, just goes to show how hard they're fighting here. Who's number one? He's really trying to dig those arms across the face, trying to expose the neck, get under the chin to find that submission. But of course, getting a chokehold here against such a high-level opponent as Yadimarco is not easy. You can see this furious hand fighting from the back, but I feel like Tackett actually let him out in that position, right? He felt like the body triangle was kind of going, so he's just, you know what, no problem. Let's get back up to our feet.
Big takedown there from Andrew Tackett.
Oh, straight into the side control as well. Lovely recovery there. Just the way that he looked like he was going to flip over with the momentum, but was able to cut that inside leg, and you hear the call from his coach, Rodrigo Cabral. 1 minute left. Of course, still plenty of opportunity to finish this match here. Who's number one?
Yeah, under a minute now. Tackett calls for Yadimarco to go to his feet. They're game four. Let's see a little wrestling before we're out. Not too much, though, as Yadimarco's on the ground. Tackett steps over. Yeah, I rescind what I said. They're not tired.
No, absolutely not. These young men are prime athletes, really. They're just supremely conditioned, able to go for this full 15 minutes as they have done. It's just been non-stop. And if this is a taste of what's come here, who's number one, I gotta say, we're in for a good show tonight.
Yeah, this is what you want to see out of the prelims matches, right? Furious action, just all heart to the very bitter end here. Tackett's on one more exchange before we run out of time. 15 seconds left. Let's see what he can get done here.
Yeah, I think like you said, Chase, that they are aware that this is such a showcase, an opportunity to show their skills to the world. And right here in this kind of three-quarter mount, look at this, going for a mounted triangle right on the buzzer. Amazing. We are going to go to a judge's decision. Our referee, Gabriel Martins, will bring them into the center of the mat and ask our judges to render a decision. It is unanimous for the blue corner, Andrew Tackett.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Andrew Tackett!
The 17-year-old representing Checkmat, Andrew Tackett, picks up another win here at Who's Number One. Let's take a look at some of the best moments from that match. Sean Yadimarco, of course, man, came out here and put it all on the line for us. Fought from the start to the finish, but man, what a composed performance from Andrew Tackett. Extremely impressive. What were some of the standout moments for you there, Chase?
I mean, we pointed out throughout the whole match, it was just the transitions, right? Like, Yadimarco had amazing defense. We saw him get out of tight spots, but Tackett was right back on it and was able to take what was ever given to him and turn it into his favor. Really, really fun match. I also enjoyed the bit of wrestling we saw at the end there, the big double leg. You can see why Tackett is such a talent.
Well, let's hear from our winner here, Andrew Tackett. Andrew, man, I got to say, that was a very dominant performance. Doesn't look like you put a foot wrong in that match. Talk us through it. How do you feel?
I feel great. I knew he was going to be a good wrestler. I knew he was going to have good back defense because the people he trained with are known for that stuff. The match went exactly how I wanted it to. I wanted to control top position, and I wanted to be on his back as much as possible. I'm sorry for everyone that I couldn't get the submission, but I tried to keep it entertaining, and I tried to look for the sub the whole time.
Yeah, it wasn't for lack of trying. You were definitely hunting hard for that submission. I mean, you told me in the run-up to this match that you actually like it when, you know, the match is a longer match, when you're both slippery from the sweat and everything. Oh, yeah. You actually feel that it aids your jiu-jitsu. That's like the opposite of what most people say.
Exactly. I love to live in the scrambles. I've been the smaller guy always. When I train with Cody, Matt, Rodrigo, Yuri, I've always, and even my brother, I've always been smaller than them. So it really helps me out when I live in the scramble and look just to use my explosiveness and flexibility.
Now, it's interesting to note as well that you mentioned to me a little while ago that, you know, you fought a number of black belts in your career. This is, you know, the second time now that you fought a brown belt, your second victory against a brown belt. But let's remind people that you're still a purple belt.
Yeah, I got my purple belt last year from Professor Rodrigo. I don't compete against too much purple belts lately. I try to compete up in belt, up in weight, and up in age, just because it challenges me, and it really makes me work harder and train harder, and I love to train.
There you have it. Love to train, love to fight, and a great performance here. Who's number one? Sure, go ahead.
Can I take some shout-outs?
Of course.
Shout out to Level Black for sponsoring me. They're a great company, and I'm glad to be a part of their family. Shout out to Yuri for training with me. Shout out to Cody for training with me. Shout out to William. Shout out to Matt. And shout out to my professor for not only being a professor, but being so much more than that. And shout out to my parents for raising me and dealing with my stubbornness in teenage years. And shout out to Jesus Christ for giving me the strength and protecting me and giving me wisdom. And shout out to Who's Number One for making a great event. And with all the professional stuff they have around here, shout out to them.
Awesome. Andrew, it's been a pleasure to have you here on the mat. Thanks for delivering such a great performance, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Oh, yeah, you guys will hopefully see me again.
All right. There you have it, guys. A great